The inauguration of Guatemala's new president, Bernardo Arévalo, was postponed without a reason on Sunday, and delegates from the countries represented at the event, together with a U.S. official, demanded that the procedure be adhered to. This heightened tensions. After winning the August presidential runoff, Arevalo, 65, promised to restore democracy and fight corruption in Guatemala, Central America's most populous country with 17.1 million people. Delegates from participating nations and a U.S. official encouraged respect for the process after Guatemalan President-elect Bernardo Arévalo's inauguration was postponed without explanation on Sunday. After a mysterious delay in inducting congressional lawmakers Sunday morning, demonstrators stormed barricades and threatened to attack Guatemala's Congress. The first session had not started by Arevalo's 3 p.m. local inauguration. Police in riot gear increased on the streets. Arevalo's Semilla party posted on X around 4 p.m. that he was Guatemala's president, but it was deleted minutes later. In recent months, Guatemala's Attorney General, a supporter of outgoing President Alejandro Giammattei, has intensified efforts to tarnish Arevalo's triumph and block his transfer. The Attorney General wants to suspend Arevalo's Semilla party, annul the election, and strip him and his Vice President-elect Karen Herrera of legal protection. According to Arevalo, the coup attempt has drawn tens of thousands of Guatemalans to the streets. Giammattei's administration is under international pressure, mainly from the U.S., to hand over. Events leading up to Arevalo's inauguration show Guatemala's weak rule of law, which could hamper his ability to rule and fulfill campaign promises to weed out corrupt politicians, fight organized crime, and create jobs. Social democratic environmentalist and progressive Semilla barely won 23 of 160 legislative seats after the presidential election. Experts argue this makes Arevalo more political target. Actions to criminalize Arevalo and other party members could continue, warned WOLE Central America Director Ana Maria Mendez. Guatemala's Attorney General denies a coup and defends its actions as legal. After the unexplained delay in inducting congressional lawmakers Sunday morning, protesters broke over barricades and threatened to attack Guatemala's Congress. The first session had not begun by Arevalo's scheduled inauguration at 3 p.m. local time. Police in riot gear were increasing on the streets. At 4 p.m., Arevalo's Semilla party posted on social media site X that he was Guatemala's president, but it was erased several minutes later. After a decisive victory in the August presidential runoff, Arevalo, 65, promised to restore democracy and end corruption in Guatemala, Central America's most populous country with 17.1 million people. Guatemala's Attorney General, a supporter of outgoing President Alejandro Giammattei, has intensified efforts to tarnish Arevalo's victory and impede his transition in the months since. The Attorney General has sought to strip Arevalo and his Vice President-elect Karen Herrera of legal protection, suspend his Semilla party, and nullify the election. As Arevalo calls it, the coup attempt has pulled tens of thousands of Guatemalans to the streets. International pressure, especially from the U.S., has piled on Giammattei's administration to hand over control. The events leading up to Arevalo's inauguration highlight Guatemala's frail rule of law, which could limit his capacity to rule and follow campaign promises to weed out bad political actors, battle organized crime, and generate new jobs. After winning the presidential election, social democratic, environmentalist, and progressive Semilla barely gained 23 of 160 legislative seats. Experts say this renders Arévalo more vulnerable to political attacks. Actions to criminalize Arevalo and other party members could continue, said rights group WOLE Central America head Ana Maria Mendez. Guatemala's Attorney General's office denies launching a coup and defends its actions as legal. For more videos on countries, conflicts, and food, please leave a like and subscribe to Geography Insider, and leave a comment on what you would like to see next.